Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bumi West from United Kingdom. Good afternoon, Adekunle Adebayo from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. You are welcome to Jim Dabusa Show.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Without wasting our time this afternoon, we want to talk about cultures, how to examine the case study, such as cultural norms. What are the cultural norms? We talk about our values, socials. We're talking about the food, language, art, and etc. that are combined or included with our cultures. The way some people or other nationality will benefit or gain from our culture, and to see the side effect of culture in our society. Once again, you are welcome to Jim Dabusa Show. Let me start my question from general culture. Let me throw it to Bumi West. You've been doing this Alaga Iduro, just like MC, with some of our people, either Yoruba or Yibo or Awusa, and you've used to it and you've been doing it for years. How does your culture define respect, and how is it demonstrated in daily life?
Thank you, Jim Dabusa. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Straight to the point, everybody carry their culture everywhere, and your culture cannot be separated from you. And we should all remember that every human being has their own culture, regardless of where they come from. And this culture, we cross culture every time we meet each other. And it's always good to have a boundary and to respect every other people's culture. Yeah, and you are not yours might be unique and different. And is the benefit of your culture in wherever you live is because it's part of you, but in some situation, your culture cannot come to play in your daily life. Wherever you live, you adopt the culture of wherever you live. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Um, Adekunle Adebayo, we've listened to what Bumi West just said about how we can define our culture, in a respective way, and how to showcase it to other people. So, what is your opinion in that?
Yeah, thank you. Uh, Looking at culture, being a collection of shared beliefs, values, and practices that happen in our society. It is just from what Bumi said regarding the fact that anywhere we go, we are what we have been. Our lives are rather shaped by the beliefs and some of those cultures that imbibe in our where we grew up or where we belong to in a society. Uh, and when you get yourself outside or anywhere else you want to subject, I mean, you underplay your culture and try to watch the culture of where you stay. Um, this is to show the fact that we all need this maturity to know that wherever you are, you need to just seamlessly follow what other people believe without, you know, um, disrespecting their own culture and just know that some of these values are things that shape us into what we are and what we are likely to become. So the mutual respect that she talked about, where that is what really makes us to be able to live together, to be able to also evolve as a people. And the respect also goes for the fact that we all see this as a, a a part of life, things that uh things that you cannot really change, but definitely that you can always work with. So culture is things that are banned, and it it shapes us into the future. It's an evolving thing. So let me stop here. I don't know if I've
Thank you very
really.
much. Thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Let me throw another question to you, Adekunle Adebayo.
Okay.
What are some key cultural values that are deeply impacted in your society?
Hmm. Yeah. When you look at those, maybe we are now looking at maybe elements of culture. Could it be uh in our society? Probably we there's a way we talk. Maybe the accent and some other things. Um, even though from the question you asked, maybe if we need to now look at are we looking at material culture, the fashion, the music? Uh, we have so many elements that plays along. There's a way we sing in our dialect, which is different from another dialect. Uh, there's things we do like maybe belong to a Yoruba group. I don't know if they do that in Ijebu, but in the area, in the Yoruba area that I came from, there's something we call Oriki. Like I could be called, my name is Adekunle, and my mom now say I am Akamu. But my wife of the Jebu descent does not have Oriki or does not have that kind of. So that happens. Then in the intangible side of it, there are other traditions that maybe one is born in this side of okay, for instance, the twin thing. Some people know, okay, so that when it's a time like this, twins, you have to present them with beans or things like that. So some of those things in other balance, no, they don't do that. They don't even have that. So I don't know if that answers your question. Well, some of these
Okay,
elements
okay, I'm
I
coming
don't
to
think.
that. I'm coming to
Okay,
that.
okay.
What is your contribution, Bumi?
Yeah, thank you so much, Kukule. You've done so
Thank
well.
you. Are
Yeah,
you serious? Okay, go ahead.
one thing we should always remember is culture compasses of the shared beliefs, value, behavior, knowledge, and practices of a group,
Yeah.
compassing every of act and music and social interaction and custom. And even in your household, your culture in your household might be vary from your neighbor's household.
Mm,
Like you earlier said, I am not an Ijebu woman. I am married to an Ijebu. Exactly what you're saying. I have Oriki. My Oriki is Ioni. And there's a short one
mm,
for you, personal Oriki,
mm,
personalized one. And there's one for the whole company. Like if my daddy have to talk to me now and he wants some pounds from me, I'm saying it in the air because my daddy is a socialite as well. And he say, Ayoni Ogan Opo Olailu Omaletente Joba Omo Kiniko. He will pamper me with that. And because
yeah, with your
from
Ricky and your
from
head will
onset.
swell like.
Yeah, and my Ijebu husband will be saying, "Oh, What's that? I say, that is us, our or your state. So what we are saying is the culture is so peculiar to you, so unique to you, and it's everyday thing. We even if we are westernized, even anywhere in the world that you live, and you are born in a cultural background, you use your culture. Like you said about accent, accent is very powerful, and it makes people respect you. So
Yeah, yeah.
you
Thank you very
carry it
much.
every time.
Thank you very much, Bumi and Adekunle. I think you guys you've missed some important part of our culture that imparted to 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 us. You know, most importantly is prostrate. Idobale is
Hey,
being imparted to us,
the
and
valley.
Nina, you see our woman or our women when they were
Mm-hmm.
greeting elderly people or maybe the time of marriages or whatever something there, our culture that they lie they kneel down and in a respective manner, and
Yeah.
the men always prostrate to the elderly people. That's part of what our culture imparted to us. And then we
Mm.
see it there that when we do in a part of our cultures, when maybe you do something that someone is going to a wedding ceremony or something like that, we see it there with this where you throw water to the lady's leg. We have a lot of things that being imparted to us through our culture. A lot,
Yeah.
because if you continue to be mentioning it, we won't live here today. Thank you very much for for your contribution, Bome and Adekunle. Let me quickly move to another round. How does your culture feel the impression of personal space and social boundaries? Our culture must have some social boundaries in wherever we might be, either in Nigerian or in abroad. So I throw the question to you, Bumi. What does your culture feel the impression of personal space and social boundaries?
Yeah, I mean, like I earlier said, I am lucky to practice my culture in my field and in my business. Uh, yeah, I am lucky that the personal space, if I understand the English, is like
Because you are like
there's,
Aduro in
there's
some boundary.
boundary. Yeah, yeah. We like for okay. Let me just do a scenario. Somebody want to get married, both of them. I have to cancel them. Actually, we do a lot of intermarriage jobs.
Interculture.
Yeah, whereby we've married them to name it. All Africans, all British, American. I've done all of most of these countries all over the world. But the good news is, if the bride comes from the Yoruba side, we have upper hand. We have to like impose our culture to, let's say, English to start with. I did one job which I need to really use it as a you can judge. It's gonna be a good scenario. I did this job. We are the bride is from Nigeria, Yoruba, and the husband is Irish. Because of I'm not going to mention the name, because of confidentiality, but you will get the message right now. So I told the young man, "You're going to do like aeroplane or straight," and he said, "Yeah, no problem. I'm going to pay people to go and learn river dance. You will know what I'm talking about." So I inquired for them, how much is river dance? He said it's about £500 each person. And he said, I need 15 people to do river dance. And now, as an ideal lady, I've been paid. I said, hey, he's making 16. I'm going to do river dance. So he was willing to prostrate on the day, but he wants, because they are very rich, he wants 16 people to do river dance. And we were paid to do river dance for 5 minutes, £500 or more. So you see, what I'm trying to say is, even if there's a boundary in the culture, you want to overstate it. When some culture comes along, you will embrace it, because you can't just impose your in anything, even at work and whatever you do. The culture of the land you're staying is above your culture. So you have to learn to manage your culture wherever you go.
Thank you very much. Adekunle, did you have anything to say? Just 1 minute before we go to the next question.
Yeah, just to add to that, this is where we talk of the mutual respect that we said. Part of what culture does to us is it builds the person we are. Like when you started, like we were talking of the culture of respect in the Yoruba land, where people had to, the girl's child kneels down for the dad, while the the other one prostrates. This gives us a kind of there's a tranquility about it. I mean, there is that it makes us proud, and wherever you go, you want to feel fulfill accepted, you understand. And from what Madam just said, Madam
Mhm.
Bumi just said about the fact that you have to respect other people. This respect, it transcends and it encompasses the fact that when you see other culture, or when you belong to, or you now see yourself in a space which is not your culture, you have to now blend. And also that respecting you means you need to respect their own, and also just seeing that you are in conformity, in agreement for peace. And that's what I just think I should add.
Thank you very much, Adekunle
Thank
Adebayo.
you. Thank you.
Also, Bumi West, thank you very much. Our next question, we talk about food and traditions. It's our next step that we go now for our next question. What is a traditional dish that represents your culture, and what is important? Bumi West.
Thank you very much. Now you are making me salivating. Why now? Why are you doing this to me? You see, I am in the UK, whereby I've been so lazy to create my culture food, my traditional food, and I will mention them. Eko,
Hmm.
ati momoin. Let me say it in Yoruba. People can understand. I can give them the taste you gave me on my mouth, and I can't even taste the food. And we do a lot of oka because I'm from Ilua, Oyo State. We do oka and ewedu. We do
Okay.
gbegiri.
The
Those are
the
our everyday food, which, if you want to do it here in the UK, is going to take a whole of your time. And time is a factor in a country like this. So that is why nowadays, when you go to Nigerian party, you see full-blown adults carrying their container to collect abula, we call it in a short form. It impacts us because our heavy food help us in our daily activities, and it makes a lot of difference in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Adekunle Adebayo, do you have any contribution to it?
Yeah, just maybe some of us the oka thing at a time we know it as oka, then later we now know it's amala, bula, all those stuff. And just like you said, they know it with us in the West as part of our cultural food. And other balance, I mean, other tribe, other groups and cultures have also tried to emulate, because of the fact that the food is so nice, it's light, it's not as heavy as some other starchy food. So is a well-known. Maybe the other one might be just the fact that we do pounded yam. You know, that is a common food that we eat almost every day. Probably because we grew up in the or the society, our society or culture environment is full of farmers, and we plant yam in abundance. So we do yam thing, and we pound yam Also, we also do a 40 roll. You know, the with it.
That's nice.
So these are cuisine that comes from our culture.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks very much, Adekunle Bayo. Bumi West, you said that I focus on you because you are Alaga Duro, just like MC.
Yes. So.
And this question too is coming to you as well.
Okay, sir.
How does food play a role in social gatherings and celebrations in your culture? As Alaga Duro, you've been to different events, different party, different wedding, and how does it play?
Thank you, Mr. Jim. Oh dear. You see, when you anchoring the event and it's item 7, banqueting, even when you are saying the opening prayer, you will see some people say, I want to use my medication. No, they are delayed to come. But because many of us cannot do the dish at home, I am one person that will confess in public that. So people like us, we are loath coming to parties, even if it's my work. Some come to party for the food. The food play very. It's not like they don't have food at home. These are rich people. These are people that have a lot of food at home. They can cook. But they even give it a nickname. Oúnjẹ party or Mama Bulole ni oúnjẹ àjẹyó Atudi lole. There is this, especially the jollof rice. People can die because of jollof rice. Whichever way they cook it, in most of the time they always on point. So it's played I think I would say 99%. If people are coming to your party, they're not coming to come and see your face or want to dance. They can do that at their home. But the food, actually when you get the fish right, Uncle have mentioned it for you, Uncle Eshora, Uncle Kule. Those are Ekusi Obe, and there's this party I went to for the first time in my life. I saw Ila Alasepo. I am the MC of this occasion. I took a container. I said, Auntie, you can ask me to the world. You can tell Mama, whoever you can tell. This Alasepo is going into my medulla oblongata. This one,
Are
I
you
can't
serious?
sit at the event, but this one is going home. Then the lady said, oh yeah, I lost Mike, I lost Shalaye.
Mm.
So, it was so
On
sensational.
my own part, we grew up with that Ila Alasepo. So
You
and
see,
Orula and everything.
yeah, I know Orula. I made a mistake buying Orula in London. It's like buying a chewing stick. I have to waste about £10 on that. So talking about food, you know what we are talking about. Even human being, even if you are fasting, you look forward to good food after your fasting.
Yeah,
Talk of
sure.
going to party, dressing up on almost £1,000
Obviously.
or more. So the only reason why you go to party, I'll be honest with you, those who doesn't eat at the party, they take container to take the food home. It's a secret. Don't say it too loud. So it's very important. Food is important in any gathering, in any culture whatsoever. But we dish it. I always say to people that oúnjẹ tó yẹ kó jẹ fún 1 year, let it for one under 30 minutes. And that is how it is. Our culture feed you and you take home. Never lack.
Adekunle Adebayo, just 1 minute.
Yeah,
What do you want
just to
to
add to that.
add to it?
Yeah, one thing that we want to let you know also is it's clear that when people want to attend your party, they look at your culture. They probably want to taste what you have in your culture. Most people don't go to parties to want to eat what they are used to eating. They want other culture food. They want to see how it is. For myself, I live in this part of the country. Any party I'm going, I'm either going for a DKI call. I'm looking at Ofia, Ofi Onugbu and all those kind
White
of
soup,
cuisine.
black
You
soup.
understand? Yeah, blacks, thank you. And even white soup and all those stuffs. So
Bitter leaf soup. Mhm.
everybody will look up to what is new. What can I try? You understand? It's fun. You understand? So this is how food actually play with with our culture in terms of attending ceremonies. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Bumi West, let me throw this question to you. You've been an MC or Alagaduro for quite some time now. If you look at what is going on today, maybe on social media, especially maybe TikTok, we see a lot of people that intermarriage. See Nigerian or Nigerians marry the white uh, ladies, or the white men marry the Nigerian Nigerian women, vice versa. And if you notice nowadays, as Alagaduro, you see the way people, either black, white, Asian, whatsoever, the way they were crazy for our food. And this our food is part of our culture. You see them smashing eba or inyo or fufu with our melody. And what are those our melodies? We got different variety of soup, with mama, snake, igbin, and some other
Bala.
things. So what is your feel when you see other nationalities crazy for our food?
Thank you, Jimmy. You know, Uncle Kule have answered it all. The curiosity aspect of what is in this food. Why, even the way, we are so aromatic when we are eating our food. No, even those who doesn't use their hand anymore, using cutlery, they still show there's something about us that make our food attractive, that make our men attractive, that make our women attractive. Everything is in the culture. People love something new. People love, and let me tell you something that you don't know. Let's pat ourselves on the shoulder and say, God has created us well. I'll tell you why. We have a lot of resilience. We have a lot of, we have strong mind. So people are looking for answers. How strong are Nigerians? Why are they that nothing move them? You see, some people they lose 2 weeks pregnancy, they will be crying, they will be depressed. I'm sorry, no disrespect to that. I'm just showing you how we are strong. We are strong in our mind. So our food play a lot of. Our food is medicinal because in the normal circumstances we don't eat rubbish. We eat organic food and well prepared from scratch. You don't rush to cook our food. So they saw all this, and those who marry to us, it might be a man, it might be a woman. They even all over the world, Nigerian food is at the top notch now. The way we prepare it, the way we serve it, the way we present it, the way we garnish it, and all the things that go in there has never happened. Look around you, and we don't eat rubbish. Even if it's a dry food, we take time to dry it properly. Even if it's fresh food, if they cook a nice tilapia for you, my God, you will. When the fish is going into your mouth, it's going to your brain, it's going to all parts of your body. And that is
Is it
if we don't slap
is it
our
the
our food before we eat it, but they had all these sensations. You can't add it to mashed potato for crying out loud. So I think we are
Thank you
already
for it.
giving them, future to join this culture. We are always open our hands.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Adekunle Adebayo,
Yes, sir.
you proud to be a Yoruba man, and you see
Sure.
people on the internet crazy for your food, eating it anyhow. So are you proud to being a Yoruba man and seeing people rushing for your food, rushing
Oh,
for Yoruba
of
culture?
course, of
So
course, of course. Anywhere you go, you want to show them the way it's supposed to be. For instance, you went for an occasion and you want to. They probably gave you pounded yam, inyona, and you are like looking for cutlery. Kole dona. It can't be
Kolewek.
as yes, really work. So that is part of it. You need to let them know that, oh man, I feel it more when I use my hand. So I better roll up and do the justice. Because definitely when you do it the other way, the way you think you do it from other culture, you might not have the satisfaction. And that satisfaction is the key because it will be as if I've not eaten when I've eaten and I'm full. You know? So you can't diffuse that away from the way we behave and the way we need to be seen, that so that other people can actually appreciate our culture or our way of life. Yeah.
thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo. Let me ask you one question. Let me throw this question to you, Adekunle Adebayo. Are
Okay.
there any specific food taboos or cultural rules surrounding eating in your community? Is there any food taboos?
Yeah, there could be, but most of them are not really. Probably I've heard before that I cannot eat dog meat, something like that, in my community. That is a taboo, kind of. You know. Uh, I don't know if but what they made us to believe is that even if we do it unknowingly, it may not harm us because we don't know. But it's hold aloft there that we shouldn't do it because from the culture or from the beliefs of the people we came from, those things are seen as taboo.
Thank you very much.
Uh, yeah, and he
Thank you very
has
much.
its own atonement. Yeah,
Thank you very much. Bumi
thank you.
West, is there any food taboo in your
In any
community?
culture, yeah, sure. In any culture, there's food taboo. However, you see, like nowadays, all the processed food has is taboo in it, whereby you cannot roll it out. For example, some culture don't eat pork, but everything that they have used for their insulin when they are sick is pork related. So that's apart from eating human being, I for one, I don't have taboo because you don't even know what you're eating in some cases.
So you can
There
eat
is a
snakes.
situation. Huh?
You can eat snake.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you this for nothing.
What of
In
a
my village,
monkey?
yeah, in my village, all those are erongbe
Okay.
and they taste like chicken. Better
Okay.
than chicken. Yeah.
Thank you
Mm.
very much, Bumi West. Let us go to the next step: language and communication. Um, how important is non-verbal communication in your culture, and what are some key gestures to be aware of?
Hmm.
Adekunle Adebayo.
If I hear you correctly, you mean body language or you mean
Yes.
uh, our way of talking
Yeah. Both.
in terms of maybe grammar and all this stuff?
That are some
Yeah.
key gestures.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have them, and they they are part of what shapes the society that we live in, and that's why sometimes we feel that when we get partners within our culture, some of jokes will sink in better than you understand. You want to crack a joke, and it's like you are now saying like the ones you just said there, even though it's a social media, what have you, work, that kind of slang and things like that. So in the culture, I mean, in my culture, or in the 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 cultural environment that I belong, we are shaped by the way we talk, so that you just naturally, when somebody talk from your culture, whether he's talking another language or what have you, you could feel the syntax, the accent, the grammar. You understand? You could also feel it that, oh, this person is probably from this particular this particular culture. And sometimes it makes us to be recognized, and or to be sight out. Someone can actually pinpoint to want to know exactly where you, and it could also make people to want to get to see, to know you, and to also make inquiry about your culture, or uh, your natural emancipation. That is the way you have evolved through your culture. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bumi West, do you have any contribution to it?
Yeah. Can you help me with the question again, please?
How important is non-verbal communication in your culture, and what are some key gestures to be aware of?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yoruba has non-verbal communication, and it's cultural. When we were growing up, my mommy don't talk at all because how can she survive among 11 children and other cousins, niece, and mother? We were all joined. Is is one training fits all. That's how we you understand, Okukule? You see, one eye rolling is enough for you to understand, and you will be you will be you'll be lecture collectively, and then
Hmm,
you will now carry out individually. And if you mess up, you will collect. And what does that mean is, let's say you go out with your mom, and people are eating, and she doesn't want you to eat the food. All all she just do is look at you and remove her eye. You've got the message, and it helps a lot because in a culture where you don't speak, and you can easily diffuse any um clumsiness, any issue, is a good culture. And like I said to you, if you have mixed with a lot of culture, we all have similarity, but the way
yeah.
we carry it out is different. It's like even in here in the UK, they use a lot of verbal culture. They don't use a lot of silence, and it's clear because when you speak communication directly, and if for somebody want to understand you, there won't be any mix up. If that child or that person wants to do whatever, it's fine. But in a situation where the culture is non-verbal, sometimes you can misinterpret. So that's the only setback.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let us go to another step. We're about to finish now. We're now going to cross-cultural interactions. Um, what are some key things to be aware of when interacting with someone from a different cultural background? Adekunle,
Come with that again, sorry.
what are some key things to be aware of when interacting with someone from a different cultural background? For instance,
Yeah, yeah, there's so many.
okay, go on.
Yeah. Like we just uh finished about language and spoke and the way we speak, accent and grammar and some other things. Some of these can be picked up
Okay,
through our food, through some of our interests, beliefs, values, practices, behavior. Some of those two are things that shape people along with their culture. So some of those things through science and some unspoken physical, whatever that is, intangible things that we don't actually see physically from people, you can trace it to their culture. That this person is likely to be from ethnic or this kind of culture and things like that. Or
thank you
this
very
man,
much.
the way he talk is a Yoruba man. They might
Or
come
is Hausa or Yibo?
is Hausa or Igbo. Yeah,
Okay,
things
thank you
like
very
that.
much. Thank you very much. Bumi, let me throw this question to you. What are the challenges of navigating cultural differences in a globalized world?
Hmm.
Oh, there's a lot of challenges because, for example, in UK, that some way you raise your finger that is like you are a friend, and in another culture you are abusing the person. So it's a great challenge, and the barrier cannot be broken because you cannot educate the whole world, and you don't know everybody's culture. So the way forward is learn instantly. In some culture, they love to hug people. In some culture, they don't hug. In some culture, like we earlier said, some culture, you meet an elderly person, they want you to prostrate for them. In some culture, there's a lot of differences that is very, very challenging. The only way around it is we should have an open mind and embrace other people's culture and ready to forgive. Because if you think, oh, this person have done you wrong, it might not be, it might be positive in their culture. For example, in Ghanaians funeral, they wear white to the funeral, but we are associated black to death. You see the difference? And black is
Mm.
the normal color in this country. Going to the office, Mr. Jim can testify to it. So I think we should embrace each other.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me throw this question to Adekunle Adebayo, and you share it with Bome as well. And this is the problem that we are facing, leaving our country back to another country, and then try to be in charge of their culture. So
Yeah.
let me throw this question to you, Adekunle, and Bome will also be share from it. What are some strategies for adopting to a new culture when living or working abroad?
Hmm. You don't need strategy. There are some natural instincts. Let's be frank to ourselves, which seemingly, unknowingly, when we approach new areas with new culture, new behaviors, and our subconscious person in us try to key in just because of our inbuilt traits. It is a natural phenomenon. It's a natural thing. Uh, and if we see ourselves as being respectful of other people, it comes naturally. So these are things that shape people. And the culture thing, you will find out that it's not bad in as much as it's things that are built us and make us to feel belong when we see other people's culture. And we also have, I mean, one we have at his back of mind that definitely when I approach these other people, I need to be like them to make them happy, just to make them be at peace with me. Let's be on the same page for harmonious living and for tranquility. So it's natural, but the strategy you are now saying also could be imbibed. For instance, you see, if Auntie Bumi want to talk to me now, there's a way she can talk to me. But when she goes out there to interact with an Irish or there's a way she will talk. I will be beside her, but I know she's making sense, and I mean, naturally, some of those things do happen. It's about being hard, or it's about being, the common sense of trying to express yourself in a way that your listener will understand you, will get you, will get your message, just about passing message. So I think the natural instinct takes it all. But however, there are other ones that could be learned and which people do adopt nowadays. They are there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Thank
Adekunle
you.
Adebayo. Bumi West, do you have any contribution to what Adekunle Adebayo has just said now?
Yeah, just in addition, in this culture, because I only know British culture. Like I always say to people, I'm not I'm a Nigerian by everything, but not by everything. The best way is to learn that culture that you're, because the strategy is learning the culture. For example, many people
Mm.
find it difficult to look for a job or to get a job because you're not looking at your interviewer eyeball to eyeball. Is the strategy. You got to do it. And if Mr. Peter introduced himself to you that, hello, my name is Mr. Peter. Actually, they say, my name is Peter. Just say, Peter, hello, how are you? How are you doing today? Don't say, Uncle Peter, Mr. Peter. It's not going to work. You look into his eyes or our eyes and be honest. So this is the strategy you're going to use: learning and implementing. Reasonable adjustments. We make you embrace the culture that you're living in. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Before we go, let us talk quickly on the next topic, specific culture. I'm talking about art and music. So let me throw this question to you. Bumi West, you'll be attending a lot of events, a lot of engagements every weekends. You started your,
That's
busy
my job.
day. Okay, let me
I'm a
quickly
fair
give it.
accountant too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Accountant as well also go to, any event during the weekend just to chill out.
Exactly. To
Now, let me
unwind.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question now. What is the role of art and music in expressing cultural identity?
Thank you. Is the role is just to introduce the culture to everyone around that particular area or country. And we are all now on a pin. We are globalized, as we know. We the world is now everywhere. We are everywhere. So the way is this is the music send message, because the way we dance, you can see that we have a free mind and we happiness always joined it. That is what attracts other people to us. Why are these people always happy? They don't understand it and they want to be happy because they have all this money, they have all this comfort, and they still not happy. So music bring happiness because most of our songs, the beat goes straight to your head and to your heart. And it helps to heal and to support other people that want to know our culture. The music send a lot of messages out there and make us united in a way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Adekunle Adebayo, did you have any addition to what Bumi had just said?
Just like you, in addition to what she has just said, I think we know music, uh, our heart and all these things are part of entertainment. You know, just not to make us dull. Uh, and when you embrace other culture, when you see other people, they want to see you. What makes you happy? What puts you on? A lot of people across the world likes to be entertained. They want to have something that keeps them, that gives them rest of mind, that keep them, you know. So and part of that is music, and which is also part of the art we are talking about. So when you look at this, is is something that when people even listen, because good music is just good anywhere, wherever. So it's like you are still teaching them or showing part of your own culture to other people for them to appreciate, you know, you also, to also maybe emulate part of it, or at least get to get better together, intertwine. You understand, in terms of understanding each other for
Let me come in, Adekunle
harmonious living.
Adebayo and Bumi. Let me come
Okay.
in. If you could now remember, about a few days ago, King Charles expressed the happiness and he was being delighted about our, music in the global arena, especially United Kingdom, when it's over in the King Charles musical something there. You mentioned, to know that our music is so, is so fantastic, so loving, so relaxed. I'm not saying, our music is, let me say, it's relaxed as well. You mentioned about the video, Afrobeat, because, you two guys, speaker, you do information, Afrobeat. How Afrobeat
Yeah,
is going
Afrobeats.
globally, all
Yes.
over the world. People are dancing our music today that
Yeah.
expressing our identity. Afrobeat is one of the music that express our identity. Either you're Yoruba, Hausa, Yibo, but it's
Afro.
originally, come from Nigeria.
Yeah.
In a or in a nutshell, Afrobeat is taken all over the world. Of being the interest of King Charles, but look around and listen to one of the little wiki or something like that, music or
Mm.
track that Afrobeat is taken globally. So by so doing, our music, the way our children are taking our music Afrobeat very far in the global arena is another thing.
Yeah.
We,
Selling our
talking,
culture
the
to
video
those.
that's really focusing on this Afrobeat, and we know that no party we want to go in the world today, you see people dancing, uh, uh, dancing along with Davido
Yes,
music
Afrobeat.
or tracks. Although some also people dancing along with Whiskey, Burna Boy, and Asake,
Rema and the rest of them.
Rema, Asake, and Co. So we need to, give this good recommendation to commend all these young uh, men for their contributions to Afro music globally. So those Afrobeat is expressing our cultural identity. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm making sense, Bumi.
yeah,
Before we
yeah,
go,
yeah.
do you have anything to
Yes,
add?
you're on point, Mr. Jim. You're on point. Yes.
So Adekunle, do you have
Yeah,
anything to add?
I want to say that it's a good export for us. They are exporting our culture and bringing us to bear, in the global world. You understand? It's a good thing they are doing. It's the heart and part of the culture, showcasing what we are, our set of beliefs, what shape our life, and the fact that we are joyful people. I think it's cool.
Thank you very
It's
much.
cool.
Bumi, before
Thank
we
you.
go, so are they not all those parties that you will be attending, do Alaga Duro, are they not playing Afrobeat music?
Oh, yes.
Davido and Co. Are they not playing it?
Ashake, all these
That's,
beautiful Davido, Ade Gold, all these.
Mm.
because I've been seeing your this in the video dancing romantically, dance
Yeah,
toward
I'm trying
the
to
music.
advertise my job as well because
Yeah, yeah.
you
You are,
gotta
you are.
show them. You see, that's so big for you.
Mhm.
You keep to yourself. No, they will think, oh, you see, when I'm doing the MC, they ask me, Shotun Shalaga. Yes, I do Alaga. Yeah, do you do the fruit? You see, you have to be spontaneous. You have to showcase. We are all in a social media era. We have
Mm.
to advertise what you're doing because the supply is higher than demand. And nowadays, before you know, people want to choose you, but now people want to choose for free. They don't want to, paying. As we know, not everybody wants to pay FC
Yeah,
anymore. So you
exactly.
have to remind them that you're still on and you're still doing what you love to do best. So that's why the dancing comes in.
That is nice. Anyway, thank you very much, Adekunle Adebayo from
Thank you.
Nigeria. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Bumi West. We've reached the end of the program for today.
Thank you.
I once again thank you for coming to Jim Dabusa Show.
Yeah.
God
Thanks
bless
We
for
you.
appreciate
having
you. Thank
us.
you for always, there for us. And we enjoy
Thank
the
you.
show. Thank you,
Yeah.
Okute.
Thank you.
Thank you, huh?
Thank you,
And
sir.
have a beautiful day.
And
And
you
you
too.
too.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye now.
Bye.